Okay, well, so the recording has started now. So we will always use this same my WebEx personal room link for our class meetings every Monday at 6 p.m. Uh, yeah, and okay, so in the syllabus section, if you had taken a look at it, so this is the syllabus, and please go through the syllabus once. You don't need any specific software installations like you always do for your programming classes. This is not a programming course. Uh, so the same book detail here, I have also provided it through a separate link here to the course book section. And make sure to have this book with you. And for any supporting materials, you can refer to this link here. Then some of the course policies about checking announcements and email and the correspondence through Blackboard discussion. You can always email me through, and you all already have my email because you have taken certain courses with me. So if you are new to this class, so please note the email and try to find out the uh, way to communicate with me. Then some of the assignments, late submission policies, due dates, uh, then the course content details, which will enclose all the required readings, videos, documents, and assignments, tests, etc. uh, and some information about the quizzes or texts, and if there are certain extenuating circumstances, so suppose you have any issues for any sort of submission or completing a test, make sure to inform me prior to the due date, and try to be always punctual while completing all the assignments and tests. If you have any health issues or any personal issues, try to always communicate to me as soon as possible. And this is here is the email ID in order to communicate. Then the course content, you will first find the unit 1 software products. So your software engineering methods, it basically deals with um, understanding the different approaches of software engineering and software development life cycles. Um, if you have taken database course, you may have a certain idea that what is a database development life cycle, how the database gets developed, and you will be having quite an experience and certain knowledge, like how what are the different phases or how a full-fledged or functional database could be developed. In the same way, the software development does gets completed through a life cycle. There are certain phases in it. In addition to the phases, there are other concepts and various essential functionalities associated which we will learn through different chapters in this course. So first here in the software products, we will try to understand the software development life cycle. The short form is STLC, different phases of it, and what are the different roles and responsibilities of each phase of STLC and different aspects. So let's get started with the software products chapter. So before that, here in the activity overview, there is a mention of a discussion, then a test, but those are not available to you right now. Just some of the videos are already only posted, so try to watch all the videos, and I'll make a separate announcement for completion of the discussion and the unit test. Then the links will be available for you to complete. So about this course, does anyone have any questions? Anything you would like to share or ask? Okay. Do you see the PowerPoint presentation with the introduction slide here? Is it visible to you? Good. Thank you. Thanks for replying. So first, before diving into software products, our first chapter, let's first look into um, the basic introduction about this course. What is software engineering and different methods in software engineering. So these are the latest methodologies which are listed here. Four different types of software engineering methodologies which are well adopted in the software industries right now. So software engineering is actually is an engineering approach of a on a software development of systematics application. And who is a software engineer? Like software engineer is a person who applies the principle of software engineering to design, develop, maintain, then test and evaluate the software um, of which he or she is responsible for development. And there are different engineering techniques which are used to inform the software development process, which involves the definition, implementation, assessment, measurement, management, change, and improvement of software lifecycle process. Uh, so, so there is one concept which is called software configuration management, and it basically deals with systematically controlling changes to the configuration and maintaining the integrity and traceability of the configuration and code throughout the system. And this software configuration management nowadays popularly is done through a process named as software versioning. Uh, so to understand, to have a basic idea about all these different types of software engineering methods, so for software development, some sort of methodologies or approaches are typically important or necessary for to adopt them in order to develop a successful software. So I'll provide you a link to just give me a second to have a basic idea. There is a good article about all these methodologies. So just take a look at, I just shared it through the chat window. Um, you can save it somewhere, or you can either open it in a, different browser to, you know, learn or understand it after the class. So let's see what are these methods. So there are, if there are software projects, different projects, in order to create them or develop them or to manage a project efficiently, the manager or the development team must choose the software development methodologies that will work best for the project at hand. So the first one, Agile. So in almost all the software companies, this is a famous methodology which is always and everywhere adopted by everyone. So in agile development methodology, the software development in the teams, they use this methodology to minimize different risks, and the risks could be in the form of different bugs, cost overruns or changing requirements of the project. And also, they can add a new type of functionality into the project as well. So, the team which actually adopts this agile development, they are, they are called agile teams. And these teams develop the software in iterations or different phases that contain mini increments of the new functionality. And there are many different forms of agile methodology. They are called as Scrum, Crystal, Extreme Programming. We will learn more in more details in our future chapters about it, all the different types of agile development methodologies. Then comes your DevOps. DevOps deployment methodology. It's not just a development methodology for a software, but also a set of practices that supports organizational culture. So the DevOps deployment centers on organizational change that enhances the collaboration between different departments, which are responsible for various sections or segments of software development lifecycle. Okay, so the different types of segments could be, some basic software development or providing quality assurance or various operations in the whole life cycle, all of those. Next is waterfall development method. So waterfall method is considered as one of the traditional software development method. So at that time, Agile, when people were mostly using the waterfall, the Agile was not well adopted. Nowadays, it is a hot tool, but the waterfall was considered as a most traditional software development method previously. So it has a basic rigid linear model which consists of some sort of sequential phases. I mean, there are different phases. Let's say starting with gathering the requirements or designing or implementing verification or the maintenance phase. So those are the strict phases, and everyone has to obey all of them rigidly. So they and all the phases, they basically focus on different types of distinct goals, and each phase in the waterfall development method must be 100% complete before the next phase can start. So let's say, I'm trying to annotate it. uh, yeah, I got it. So suppose first I said the requirement, right? The requirement gathering phase. Then next comes your design phase. So these are the basic phases, let's say in a waterfall development method. So we have to, I mean, all the people in the team, they have to adhere to each of the phases, completely or strictly. So first, after, as per the waterfall development method, one when the 100% there is a completion in the requirement phase, then only um, people will go to the design phase. Okay, so you have to wait for each phase to be 100% complete before the next phase can start. Is there anyone of you having issue hearing me? I saw some of you left the meeting and joined back again, so that's why I'm asking. Okay. Yeah. So at any point of time, if you find any issue hearing me or any other sort of technical difficulties, you can feel free to leave the meeting and join again. That's a sort of WebEx issue. It happens sometimes. So the last one is your rapid application development, or it is also called as RAD, rapid application development, the short form. So it is a condensed development process which produces high quality system which produces high quality system with low investment costs. And this rapid application development process actually allows all the developers to quickly adjust to shifting or changing requirements in a fast paced and constantly changing market. Okay, so the link that I provided you, please go through the link to have more detailed idea about all these software engineering methodologies if you are interested in them. So that was a basic intro. Let's get started with our first chapter, that is engineering the software products. Yeah, no issues, no issues. I'm still recording the session, so it will be posted later on if you have missed certain section of it. And also one thing, um, there will be a number of tests in all the chapters. Okay, so if I will just go over the slides, learn from the videos, as well as one thing, do not miss reading the content from the book as well. So there are different case studies on more detailed explanation in the book. So always try to read thoroughly each and every chapter from the book as well to have better understanding in all the chapters in this course. Okay, so let's see. Software products. What are software products? You already know all. You are using a ton of software products in your day-to-day life, maybe in your studies or in your day-to-day life. So software products are nothing but software systems delivered to the customer with documentation that describes how to install and use a system. And in certain cases, the software products may be part of system products where hardware as well as software is delivered to a customer. And software products are produced with the help of software process always. So if we try to categorize the software products, here there are the mention of some of the products, the Microsoft Excel or Evernote or a game, different types of games. Those are nothing but the products. But if we want to categorize the software products, there could be two different types. One of them is your, okay, yeah, it started. So the first one is generic, first categorization, and then next one is customized. Okay. So the generic products, what are the generic products? The generic products are the standalone systems that are developed by a production unit and sold on the open market to any customer who is able to buy them. So some of the examples can be the generic products can include the software for personal computers, such as different types of databases, database management. Okay, suppose maybe Oracle, SQL Server, anything, Microsoft SQL Server, or the word processors environment, such as your Microsoft Excel, um, or different types of art, drawing, animation packages, or various project management tools. And the customized software products are the systems that are commissioned by a particular customer. So some contractor develop the software for that customer. So some of the examples could be, uh, you know, suppose for various electronic devices, there are different types of control systems. Or let's take the example of banking software. Okay, so different customers can interact to their accounts, do different types of functionalities such as making transactions or other details, other functionalities through the software provided by the banking application, or the voice communication software system. So these systems are written to support particular business process and different uh, control systems. So these are the two different categorization of the generic and the customized software products. And let's see uh, two different types of software engineering. What are the meaning of those? First one is project based, the second one is your product based. So project based software engineering, three major parts are problem, requirements, and software. And the person involved with each of the phases, they are just written alongside each of the segments with the problem, requirements, and the software. So the starting point for a software development is a set of software requirement. Okay, so without the requirement, no development could be initialized. Okay, we need the requirements first, and the software requirements are owned by the external client always, and which are set out what they want in that software system to support their business process. So first the client, according to their need in their business or processes, according to their need, they will provide the requirement. So that is the first phase actually. And the software is developed by a software company who will design and implement a system that delivers functionality to meet the requirements. Okay, and the customer can change the requirements at any time in response to various business changes or changes in requirements. Okay, and the contractor also must change the software to reflect these requirements change. Okay, so this is your project-based software engineering, and the major initial point is the requirements. So what happens? There is this slide. So a customer, um, a custom software usually has a long lifetime. It can be 10 years or more. Okay, and if the software has been developed, after development also it needs to be maintained and supported by the developers, and that team is always called your maintenance team. So once the development has been finished, to support or to maintain the product in case of any changes as per the requirements or any worsening changes, so that maintenance or support team will provide that kind of support to the software if it is going to have a long lifetime of 10 years or more. Then next is the product based software engineering. So here in the product based software engineering, the main initial point is the opportunity. So the starting point of product development is the business opportunity that is identified by the individuals or a company. They develop a software product to take advantage of this opportunity and sell to its customers. The company who will identify the opportunity, design and implement a set of software features that realize the opportunity and will be useful to all the customers. The software development company are also responsible for deciding on the development types, time scale, like how much time is needed for the development, or what are the different features required in their development process, and if the product needs any change at all or not. So the most important difference in between the previous one, the project based, and this one, the product based, is that in the project based software engineering, there is an external client for a software who is responsible for specifying their needs of the requirement. But for product based software engineering, for products, the owner of the product is responsible for specifying its features and may change its specification in response to schedule pressure or technical difficulties. So then some of the terminologies associated with this chapter is the first one is software product line. Then we will look into platforms. So software product lines, what are these? If we try to find major difference between software product, we know what is software product, then what is the software product line? Are they similar or not? So software product lines are actually system designed to be adaptable to meet a specific need of a customer. Okay, so there can be a single version of a software product for all customers. Okay, but for software product lines, every delivered product will be different, and it should basically be applicable to the particular specific need of the customer. So that's the main difference. Then software product lines are designed for evolution. They always change, so that the needs of different clients can be accommodated, because the client needs can change. Their mind can change. So while evolution is important for software products, issues there are different issues such as performance, um, and the usability of the software products those are also two different major features. And then another thing, product updates are more complex for software product lines, as it is important to check that they do not interfere with every version of the software. Okay. Uh, so let's take an example. Suppose a company, you can also find that example in the book as well. Okay, try to read that section. So, for example, there is a company providing communication software to the emergency services, which may have software product line where the core product includes basic communication services such as receive or log calls, keeping track of the call records, and initiating an emergency response. Okay, let's say weather alert kind of thing. Whenever um, uh, you also get that kind of alert from your Three Rivers website as well, in case of some emergency situation, let's say closure of college or something like that. uh, so however, in this particular example that I was giving, so in addition to including the basic communication services, so each customer may use different radio equipment, and their vehicles can be also equipped in different ways as well. So the core product has to be adopted for each customer to work with the equipment that they use. So one of the example you can relate to as Apple. Apple. Most of you must be using iPhones. So Apple has different types of software product lines. So what are those? Some of the major famous ones are iPhones or Apple Watches or iPad. Let's say Apple TV. So does any one of you need any other type of product lines that Apple may have, which I have not mentioned here? If you know anything, please share it in the chat window. Then let's see what is software platform. So platform actually provides a set of features that can be used to create a new functionality. Okay. Uh, and that functionality could be in terms of software along with the hardware functionalities. Let's take an example. Here, this is the link that I provided. Okay, this link explains well about the software platforms. Try to check it out. I'd like to give an example about the Facebook platform. You may be having your account or profile in the Facebook social networking site. So Facebook platform is a set of services, tools, and products provided by the social networking service Facebook for third party developers to create their own applications and services that can access data in the Facebook. There may be other third party developers which may want to use the data from the Facebook, let's say, there are so many people, millions, billions, jillions of people, they have their accounts in the Facebook, and all the people, they share different types of data in the Facebook. And so there may be certain companies who may need those data for some sort of research purposes, or um, it can be, advantage, it can have advantages, or it may have disadvantages as well. So that's why you should be always careful about what you are sharing in the social media, because whenever we are sharing any data, that data can be used in a certain way for different types of research or different types of future developments. So this example about Facebook that I gave you, you can check that in the through the link also that I provided here. So, the current Facebook platform, the recent one, was launched in 2010, and that platform basically offers a set of programming interfaces and tools which enable developers to integrate with an open social graph. It will be new for you. Okay, social graph. You can search it online. So the developers can integrate the social graph or personal relations and other things like songs, places, or different Facebook pages, and applications on facebook.com, external websites and devices are all allowed to access that graph. And that social graph, using that graph, different sort of research or developments or updates is being done. Okay, next let's see the software execution models. Three different types. These are the three. Let's try to understand it through this figure, in the figure 1.3. Okay, so first this one is the standalone. This is your hybrid execution, and this is your software as a service. Okay, so standalone. So here in the standalone, the software actually executes entirely on the customer's computer. So each of the execution types, it has different views in terms of user's computer and in terms of vendor servers. Okay, so so what is a vendor actually, if we try to relate to it? So a person or a company which can supply different goods or different software services to a business who basically needs to sell or vend something. So, a vendor of software products on web could be your Apple. They provide various software products, Microsoft, IBM, or Amazon. So you may have heard about the Amazon Web Service. Okay, that is one kind of, Amazon is a vendor which provide the Amazon Web Service, and different companies use that service for their own purposes. So in standalone model, the product owner's computers act as the client with some or all of the execution related essentials or resources, and data sources related resources on the vendor's servers. Everything, either some of the details may be data storage related or execution related, either all or some of them are basically handled in the vendor servers. So there are two different alternatives to it. So one is hybrid and next one is the software based product. So what happens in the hybrid? So hybrid execution could have the functionality to be implemented on the user's computer, and some of them on the user's computer, and some of them in the vendor server, which are accessed over the internet. So for example, many phone applications are hybrid products with computations or processing offloaded to remote servers. And your software as service or service based products, the applications are mostly accessed over internet from the web browser or an app. All of them are available in the everything are available in the internet, maybe execution related details or the data storage related details. So most computations in case of your service based products, most of the computations are carried out in the remote servers. So more and more product companies nowadays, what are they doing? They are converting their products into services, software as a service, this kind of structure. They are converting their products into services because it simplifies the product updating and makes new business modules. It means whatever you need, you just pay for it and just leave. Okay, pay as you go, and it's feasible also. And next, comparable software development. So the main feature, important feature of product development is that there is no external customer which can generate the requirement or can pay for the software. Okay. So it is also true for different examples, different types of software development. So it can be a student project where individual or student groups can develop a software as part of their course or given an assignment, and they can decide what features to include in the software. Then it can be a research software where researchers develop software to help them answer questions that are relevant to the research. Okay. And here you don't have to pay for the software, it is just for their own use. Or it can be internal to the tool development where the developers may develop tools to support their work, basically to getting additional help in their own work. In a sense, there are internal products that are not intended for customer release. After this, let's look into the product vision. So, product vision. So, first, before the software development, we need to understand the vision of the product. What do we need actually? So, to define the product visions, there are different fundamental questions that needs to be addressed first. So, what are those questions? So that can be like what what product do you want to develop? That's the first question. Then who are going to use that product actually? That means who, oh sorry. First your what, then who are going to uh, use the product. That means who are the target customers or who are the users, and why do you want to develop that? Why should customers buy the product? What is the need? So these are the three different questions will be asked, you need to ask in order to understand the product vision before developing the product. Okay. So this is a Moore's vision template. There are what does it mean? So this is a famous this template is a famous template which mostly defines the software product vision statement. So your software product vision statement mostly describes the core essence and overall objective of your software product and where your product is heading. So it is your vision statement for new product development, and it explains the higher purpose for why your product exists in the first place. It sets the direction for where your product is going and what will it deliver in the near future. And it is also sometimes called product owner vision statement. So, given this, Moore's product vision template will provide the ability to explain the project to someone within minutes. It's really easy. So, what does this template have? There you need to address for which target customer the project is addressed to, who, what is the statement of need and opportunity, then what is the product name and what is the product category, and the template, the Moore's vision template should be in this format. The template, uh, the things that it have, let's say for, who, product name, that different form, you will use basically these uh, terms, okay, or clauses. These terms or clauses specifically for defining your product vision template. I'm going to give you one example. You will try to figure it out based on this Moore's vision template points that are provided here. Then that means what are the important reasons to buy? What are the key benefits of that product? And then finding a competitive alternative. So different form or unlike. You can use unlike. Uh, Let me take it out in order to make it more easy. Just use the unlike word. Then our product. What is the primary differentiation? What is so special about your product? So these are the different keywords you can use for defining your um, product vision. Let's see this example. You can read it once, okay? And so this is a task for you. So based on these terms, you need to rewrite uh, this whole thing uh, and to make it sound as a product vision. Okay. So try to go through whatever is provided here and find out the for, who, product name, product category, key benefit, competitive alternative, and product statement of primary differentiation. And try to rewrite it. After you are done, you can post your answers in the chat window. Yeah. Does anyone need any help? Have any questions? Please share. So here it says that there is a mid-size company's marketing team and sales department. They need a CRM functionality. The need is a CRM functionality. And what is this CRM functionality? It is actually a web-based service. And what does it provide? It provides sales tracking, lead generation, sales representative support features, which actually improve customer relationships at critical touch points. And then for providing a comparison, so in comparison to other services or package software products, this product actually provides very capable services at moderate cost. So you need to find out all these terms and rewrite again to make it sound as a product vision statement. Are you able to write it or you need me to clarify? Can someone reply so that I will know that you are trying to write the product vision statement? Okay, someone mentioned something. Yes, it could be something like that. You do not have to use the colon mark. It could probably sound like a statement, just as a simple sentence. Okay, just putting on the major words from the Moore's template, such as for, who. You have to just basically rewrite this thing. Whatever you think is correct, just say at that. You do not have to think too much. I will provide you the answer. You know, just try to write it once, then I will help you. Derek, are you in the library? College library? Derek, can you hear me? Okay. Oh, you are in the southern. Okay. Are you taking any classes there at southern? If you want, you can unmute. Okay, sorry, you are in the college, so that's why you cannot speak. Mm, okay, five classes there. What other classes you are taking at southern? Is it the part of associates or you are doing bachelor's there? What program? Have you enrolled in new program at Southern? Mm-hmm. Okay. Frederick has shared something. Let me read it. Thanks, Eric, for sharing that. Okay, for a mid-sized company, marketing and sales department who needs basic CRM functionality, yeah, correct. Who is correct? Then the CRM Innovator is a web-based service that provides sales tracking, lead generation, that. Okay, here you have used that. Improve customer relationships. Okay, unlike other services or package software product. Yeah, perfect. Correct. It's fully correct, Frederick. Ran also has shared something. Ran, you have not used the terms that you see here, for, who. Um, it should be basically in this format, whatever points is provided in Moore's vision template. Derek, what you are doing actually to clearly define the product template or the product vision, we have a template, moods vision template. So as per this template, which has certain specifications such as for which target customer, you need to mostly use these terms: for, who, product name. The product name is a what product category does it belong to, that, unlike. So our product, you need to use all these terminologies or points for this statement provided in this slide, a task for you. Some of them has already answered. Let me provide you the answer for it in the chat window. Okay, so see, Frederick was totally close to this answer that I'm having. Uh, so first, for which target customer you need to specify. So your target customer is your mid-sized company marketing sales. For a mid-sized company marketing sales department, we need to mention for who you are providing that. So your who is your mid-sized company marketing, and they need a basic CRM functionality. So you will write who need a basic CRM functionality, and then you need to mention the product name, and it's is a product category. So it basically straightforward that the CRM innovator is a web-based service, and you need to provide that which key benefit it is giving or providing. So that provides sales tracking, lead generation, sales representative support features, and which improve customer relationship at critical touch point. Then next, we need to mention a primary competitive alternative. So is there any alternative? Yes, there is a comparison point. So unlike other services or package software products, our what our product specializes. So our product provides very capable services at a moderate cost. So this reading this actually, it is very easier for someone, a layman who doesn't have any idea about the company or the CRM innovator web-based service. Just reading that statement using this Moore's Fusion template, you can typically understand what is going on, what are the target, who is the target customer, what is the need, what service they want, and what are the various benefits or different comparison aspects of that. Okay, hope it makes sense to all of you now. Okay, so for today, let's stop here, and in the Moore's template product vision, and in next class we will continue this chapter and we'll try to finish it. Okay, so until we meet next week, you just have one task: to read thoroughly the first chapter, run full time. Actually, it doesn't need to. We have the end time as 7:40, but we will try to focus on completing one chapter in every class. So once we are done, we just have to leave. We do not have to stay up to 7:40 always.